Temptation is a busy word because in Scripture it's used both for testing and temptation, and those two concepts are very different. It's the same word, and the only way you can tell is that a test or a temptation is the context and the source from which it comes. God tests. And the testing is the means by which you determine the presence of or the quality of anything. In other words, you test a gold bracelet. You don't just ask the person, hey, is this a 10-karat gold bracelet? 14, yeah, it's 14-karat gold. Good. Here's your money. No, you test it, and you apply physical force. You apply outside force on something to test the quality of it, to test the quality of commitment. Your commitments, you get married and you make public commitments. They're not tested. That's easy. You look good. There's food coming. You know, dad's paying for the wedding. The test is, will I stay true to the commitments for better or for worse? We think it's a headache. No, it's a lot worse than a headache sometimes. That's the test, and that's when you know, are you true to your vows or not? A test is a good thing. It's a good thing for the person who gives the test. If I'm a grade 10 math teacher and I give a test, then I know if my students can handle the next thing if they pass this test. But a test is also very helpful for the person going through it, because if I pass the test, and God gives me a test, and often it's a difficulty, if I pass the test, I know that my faith is genuine. I know I can handle more. I'm stronger. But a temptation is from Satan, and a temptation is very different. A temptation is the enticement to take the shortcut. A temptation is always the enticement to fail the test. And in every situation you and I face, some people say most, I think there's a test and a temptation. One of our strategies would be to watch, be alert, find out what the test is, find out what the temptation is, and learn how to defeat temptation. But how do you defeat temptation? And what are the little temptations you're facing this week?